Hello, hello everyone. My name is Yingxiao Li. Today I will doing my interview for ECE 601 for assignment 1. I'm waiting for the person I will interview. Hi Chris, thank you for accepting my interview. Now let's start. My first question is, what's your image of the teacher?
Um,
Or
this is
how
a
do
lovely
you,
question.
sorry, or
Yeah.
how do you describe what a teacher really means to you?
To me, teacher isn't just someone who gives orders or tell children what to do all the time. A good teacher is more like a guide and a listener.
A listener, that's interesting. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Sure. For example, when a child say, "Can I draw it this way?" Instead of saying no, do it like this. I usually reply, "That's interesting. Show me what you mean." Then I just watch what happens. It's amazing how creative they are when we try and let them try. In our IB class, we see every child as capable and curious. I often tell them, I trust you. You can figure this out. When they see that trust, they become more confident. Sometimes they even teach me something new.
So, it sounds like you say teaching is a shared journey.
Exactly. I think teacher grow and learn together with children, and sometimes silence work better than words. Just watching them explore can be a best teaching moment.
Thank you for your answering for my first question. So, my next question is, how do you see your role as an room leader or an administrator in an early childhood setting?
Because our school has teacher and families from many countries, I see my role as a bridge between people. My main job is not only to follow school policy, but also to help everyone understand each other. So, for example, sometimes local teacher and foreigner teacher have different way of handling classroom issues. I often sit with both sides and say, let's talk it through together, instead of planning right away. Communication is very important. When I first started, I sometimes said things that sound too direct for some teachers, so I learned to speak more gently. Now, if we have a disagreement, I might say, I understand your point. Maybe we can try this way. What do you think? That make people feel respected. So leadership for me means helping the team trust each other, creating a space where everyone feels safe to share ideas. When the team is happy, children also feel it.
A very detailed answering and thank you examples. So my next question is, how do you support your community?
I think learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Children learn everywhere, at home, in parks, and in the community. So I try to connect school, family, and local place together. So, for example, we invite parents to join in projects like natural walks at home or family story day. Parents often come and share story from their culture or bring some objects from their country. Children love that. One child mom once brought a traditional Korea fan, and everyone wanted to touch and paint their own vision. We also go to local library, market, or museums. These trips help children see how what they learn connect to real life. Many of our families are from abroad, so I organize culture exchange weeks where parents teach songs or share food. It make everyone feel proud and included.
Wow, that's amazing. Your thinker can go out. Mm, the next question is, what are all the jobs that you do as being an early childhood teacher? I know there will be many jobs, so you can speak it simply.
Oh, there are a lot packed into a day. Let me work through a tropical day. So my day is always full. In the morning, I greet each children at the door. Some come running with a smile and say, "Good morning, teacher." Others are shy or sleepy, so I say, "Take your time. I'm happy to see you." Then we have circle time. We talk about the day, the weather, or a topic they care about. Maybe one child said, "I saw a rainbow yesterday." And suddenly everyone wants to talk about colors. That's how inquiry starts. After that, it's play and learning time. Children choose what they want. Blocks, paintings, and books. I walk around drawing small groups, ask questions like, what happens if you add more water? In the afternoon, we continue exploring or go outside for games. After class, I write notes, plan lessons, talk to parents, and meet my team. So I'm not only a teacher, I'm also a planner, observer, friend, and listener, all in one day.
Wow, you have so many things you need to do for your whole day. If you have these things you need to do, what are the most important or priority areas for you?
The first thing is always safety, both physical and emotional. If children don't feel safe or loved, they can't focus or explore. I always tell new teacher, before teaching, make sure children feel safe. Then curiosity. I love when a child said why. That's the start of learning. I try to make our classroom a place where questions are welcome. And teamwork is also important. When teachers work together smoothly, children feel the harmony. Lastly, parents' communication. Parents often ask, what did my child learn today? I tell them learning is not only about numbers or words, it's also about confidence, kindness, and curiosity.
How much time do you spend on these different areas or various tasks?
Honestly, it really depends on the week. Some weeks are calm, others are very busy. But if I think about it, maybe around 40% of my time is spent directly with children, teaching, playing, talking, and helping them solve problems. That's the part I love the most. Another 30% goes to planning and documentation. I spend a lot of time writing observation, updating portfolios, and preparing next week's activities. Sometimes after the children leave, I'm still sitting at my desk writing notes, thinking, oh, this child really loved the water table today. Maybe I can extend that into a science project. The rest of my time for meeting, parents' talks, and little surprise that happen every week. For example, one morning, a child suddenly started crying because she missed her mom. I spent 20 minutes comforting her and drawing together until she smiled again. Things like that happen all the time. So even though I have plans, I always leave some space for unexpected moments. Flexibility is very important when you work with young children, because every day is a big difference.
I really agree with you. How do you prioritize your time?
Every Monday, my team has a shock check-in. We sit together and ask what urgent this week, what important, what can wait until next week. That helps me see the big picture. I also make more schedule for myself. For example, I block time for observation and documentation. If I don't write them down, I will forget because something always comes up. But I've learned that one big class, no matter how perfect your plan is, when a child needs you, that become your number one priority. One time I was about to start preparing an art display, but a boy come to me and say, "Teacher, can I talk to you?" And I said, in that moment, I stopped it, everything. I sat down and talked it. Um, that was more important than any display. So I try to balance between structure and hurt. I plan carefully, but I also remind myself children's emotion come first, always.
Yeah, a good plan can come to the change. So, how does a teacher make time to advocate for yourself, or to achieve your personal philosophy, or simply to cope?
I also gave out quiet reflection time, journaling or reading IB or ECEC materials. So I stay grounded in my values even when I must comply. That's a really good question. So it's not always easy. My first responsibility is to follow the school vision and my principal direction. I respect it. But at the same time, I don't want to lose my own voice or idea about education. Sometimes I notice things that don't fully match my teaching philosophy. For example, maybe the schedule feel too tight and I want to give children more time for play. Instead of complaining, I might say to my leader, "Do you think we could try extend free play by 10 minutes?" I notice children are very focused during that time. Usually, I do not speak it out, actually. For me, advocating for myself is not about fighting. It's about finding some small space where I can express my idea respectfully and stay true to what I believe in.
You are not speaking out, but maybe I can understand it. Different countries have different working policy, maybe. So, given your background studying in Australia and working in China, what differences between Australian and Chinese early childhood education do you notice, especially in relation to exam standards, and how do you navigate them into your daily practice?
Actually, in Australia, teachers encourage children to explore freely. You might see a child mix color or building something unusual, and instead of stopping them, teaching ask, "What do you think will happen?" if so. It's about supporting thinking, not controlling behavior, health, safety, and exclusive are also strongly emphasized. Every child, no matter their background, is valued and has a voice. But in China, especially in international school, things can be a bit different. Parents often expected visible academic progress. They want to see their child writing, counting, or reading earlier. The routine is also more structured, more lessons, more expectations. I understand that because parents want the best for their children. So in my classroom, I try to find a balance between both worlds. I bring in the Australian idea of playing-based learning in children, but I also design activities that show progress so parents feel confident. For example, we might explore numbers through a cooking project. It's both playful and academic. When I face rules that seem too strict, I try to negotiate some changes. I might say research showed that giving children a few more minutes of free play actually improve focus. I use what I learned in Australia to make positive suggestion. It's not always easy, but I believe combining the strengths of both system creates something truly special for children.
Chris, thank you for your sharing and thank you for each answering. I just take some notes. Can I read? Um, can I share for my notes? If I have something wrong, please notice me for our interview. If some opinion is different with you, please notice me. So you think teacher as a guide, not a boss. You learn listening, watching, and trust the children. As a Zoom leader, you build bridges between teachers and families from different cultures, and you value teamwork and good communication. You support the community by connecting school, home, and local places like parks and libraries and museums. In your daily work, you greet children, teaching, observing, planning, write notes, talking with parents, and working with your team. Your main goals are safety, curiosity, teamwork, and parent communication. And you spend most of your time teaching and planning, but stay flexible when children need support. You plan your time carefully each week and always put children first. And Monday is your programming day, right? You follow school rules but still keep your own beliefs, suggesting polite changes when needed, but um, you don't speak to your Zoom leader. You notice that in Australia, education focuses on play and children agency, while in China it is more structured, but you can design some play-based study. You try to make sports styles in your teaching. That's my summary. And do you think any points is wrong?
No, it sounds all good.
Okay. Thank you for your time and thank you for today's interviewing. So I will finish our interview. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.